everybody? What's going on? Yeah, it's your buddy Dino Wells here, doing the dang thing, right? Well, this is episode 8 of the Dino Wells Show. And I'm here to talk about the subject matter I say a situation, but it's more of a subject matter that's more dear to me, which drives my mission to where I am today. I've been going through this little mission for, I guess, the last 20-something, 19, 20 years, and this mission is not all the way accomplished yet, but, we all have heroes in our life of some sort. We have heroes. Some people have their parents as their heroes. Some people have movie stars as their heroes. Some people have singers, entertainers as their heroes, or whatever goal or dream that you're trying to attain in life, and whoever is that key figure in that element of where you're trying to attain, that key figure is like your hero. Athletes. Well, in my life, I wanted my father to be my hero, my mom to be my hero. Now, don't get me wrong, I love my parents, I love my mom, I love my father, but at the same time, they weren't my heroes. Not no way, shape, or form. Maybe my mom at one point before the drastic turn in life, but nah. My two heroes and they both are deceased, was Sugar Ray Robinson and Walter Payton. My two heroes. What they meant to my life, my journey, and what I am today. Although I didn't follow their footsteps a lot in my upbringing, but as I became an older man and I look back and I reflect on the past and I see their journey to get them to where they at, for me to honor them to being my hero. Look at the things that Walter Payton did. Held all the records in the book at that time as a running back, a monster, feared running back. Life taken short due to a liver disease, a rare liver disease. And then you have Sugar Ray Robinson, who passed away of dementia, or he had an ailment from boxing. But both were my hero. Sugar Ray Robinson he was the Mayweather of that time. He was paid. He had shops, businesses, everything. Although he had bad people in his corner that he didn't see, that was juicing the money off from under him and didn't manage his money and businesses and things well. But he was still the greatest. Walter Payton, was the greatest. Sweetness, they called him. You got Sugar Ray Robinson, and then you have Sweetness. Think about that. Both of those guys were my hero. Now, Maya Angelou was another. She was my hero as well, with her dialect and how she spoke. Fearless. But Sidney Poitier would be another one. On the entertainment aspect of it, because his acting and the breakthroughs that he had in that era, in the 60s and the 70s, 80s, early 90s. Think about it. So, my mission is to, for my children, my son, my daughter, my other son, I'm not going to force myself onto them for me to be their hero. Although my youngest son, I don't know who his hero is. I guess it's the Golden State Warriors running back Steph Curry. Point guard Steph Curry. It was Kevin Durant. I guess and he never mentioned it was me. My older son now, he said I'm his hero. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel good on a lot of different levels, actually, because I don't want to force myself to be his hero. But he says I'm his hero. That makes me feel good. Now, the reason why I didn't want my children to resent me, hate me, dislike me, say, "Oh, my dad is some good for nothing, low life chump that don't want to be in my life," and blah blah blah. That's not what I want to come across, and wouldn't come across their brains into as my journey move forward. That's not what I was looking for, and that's not what I'm working towards. I'm working to building an empire, leaving a legacy for them, my daughter, my boys. I don't know who my daughter's hero is. I know I'm not in her life like I want to be, so I know I'm not her hero, but I know that we've sort of settled our differences in our past, and I know that I can be a pivotal point in her life now as she's 19, and I left a lasting impression on her when she was 9, and now she's 19, about to be 20. And this is the point where, and I'm a granddad now, so, and my sons are uncles, so I really want to leave a lasting impression for her, and when I do transcend on to the next life, she will say, okay, my father really made it a conscious effort to be in her life, to make amends for the past. And if I'm not even her hero, it's all good to me though. As long as I made that lasting impression for her, like the apology was great. I felt the sincereness and everything. That was awesome. But the lasting impression I'm gonna leave for her and my grandchild. Yeah. Heroes. Who is your hero? Well, I'm about to go take a break. You're going to enjoy the nice tunes of Dr. Trackenstein. Now, the last episode I played Rise of the Moon Sun Star, and I'm going to play it again because people like Rise of the Moon Sun Star. So, check out Rise of the Moon Sun Star. Yeah, that was a snippet again of Rise of the Moon, Sun and Star, made by me by the Music Maker Jam, Magic's Music Maker Jam. Yeah, I am known as Dr. Trackenstein on that. So we was talking about heroes. Who's your hero? Like my heroes, Sugar Ray Robinson and Walter Payton. And if I want to go further into heroes, I would say Sidney Poitier and Maya Angelou. So, but mainly it was Walter Payton for when I was studying him, when I was playing football, and when I started my boxing career off. That's the reason why I got into boxing, was because of Sugar Ray Robinson. So, who is your hero? If you have your heroes, so tell us who your hero is. Hit me up on my inbox on Facebook, or hit me on. Go to www.itsmyurls.com. That's www.itsmyurls.com/Dino Wells. And the very first thing on there when you see is ask Dino a question. And you just answer. You don't have to ask me a question. They just put your answer there. Say, my hero is, and then you just say who your hero is. But if you do want to ask me a question, go to www.itsmyurls.com/Dino Wells, and you see Stars Q&A is the first thing on there. Click on that and ask me any question you would like. Yeah. So heroes, that's one part of the subject. The next thing I want to talk about is relationships. Now I'm going to talk about that a lot in future blabs. Relationships. Be strong, solid, and stay firm in your relationship. Have nothing but utmost confidence, love, and respect for your loved one. Trust and believe, grow, build, bond, everything. That's all I'm going to say about that. Any questions of doubt or any seeds of doubt planted will nurture into more disgruntledness, drama, and eventually distance, and then done. So just stay strong in what you have when it comes to relationships. That's all I want to say about that one. But there's going to be many other, podcasts I'm going to do that will have, me talking about relationships. You can go to my blab. It's The Real Dino Wells. Catch me on YouTube, Mr. Dino Wells. Catch me on Snapchat, Dino_Wells. Instagram, Dino_Wells. Twitter, @Dino Wells. Facebook, Dino Wells. Or my Facebook fan page, The Real Dino Wells. I am The Real Dino Wells. You're like, why you gotta be The Real Dino Wells? Because I'm The Real Dino Wells. Tripping. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this podcast world, everybody. This podcast stuff is cool. This might be a short one, though, because I just wanted to get that in. I was watching the 85 Chicago Bears documentary with my son. We watched it last night, but he had to go to bed, so we continued it today. And, I wanted to let him know I Walter Payton was my hero. And I actually cried when he died. Just like I cried when Sugar Ray Robinson passed. So, it's still emotional to me because, two men that I never met, like, on a day-to-day basis, spoke on the phone. I had a chance to shake Walter Payton's hand when I was 19, but I never met Sugar Ray Robinson ever. So these two men was my hero and not my father. My father was absent in my life, like I was absent out of my children's life, but I made diligent effort to be in their life. Was I getting resistance from their moms? Yes, a lot of resistance. Resistance to the point where I just wanted to give up at one point, but I never gave up. I just kept fighting and pushing forward. But there were times where I didn't seem like I wasn't pursuing to be in their lives. That wasn't the case. I didn't crumble to that notion, that thought of just give up. I just moved forward with my career with a bigger plan to put in place for me to be in their life or work something to be in their life. And When the Bell Rings was the door opener for that. When the Bell Rings, my 4-time award-winning documentary, hopefully the 5-time award-winning documentary. We just got nominated for another award, Philadelphia Film what's that? Independent Film Award. Yeah, the Philadelphia Independent Film Award. We got nominated for that, so that will be awesome. There will be the 5-time award-winning documentary. I just conversed with Michael Carney, the director of Same Kind of Different as Me movie that IMDb said that was going to come out April 29th, but I conversed with him yesterday. We had a nice conversation, and he stated to me that Same Kind of Different as Me is not going to come out until November, somewhere around Thanksgiving. Now, it's a fall movie. It's a fall-based movie, so it's good for it to come out in the fall time anyway. So I really do understand the whole significance behind it. And plus, if it would have came out next month, the promotion would have been shitty. Like, why would a movie come out on the 29th with no promotion? That's crazy. You got 3 Oscar winners in a movie. You got Greg Kinnear, Renee Zellweger, and Jaimin Hansu all in the movie. So, of course, push it till November and get all the marketing and publicity, and that's what's going to happen. And the director told me that my scene that I was in didn't get cut, so I didn't hit the cutting room floor. So I hope a couple of my other scenes made it though, But he told me that the key scene that I really wanted to be in the movie did not get cut, so I put my hard effort in that scene. So I can't wait to see it. Same Kind of Different as Me. Remember it? It's a faith-based film. It's about Ron Hall's life and journey with his wife, and he's a he's a rich, I guess, an art dealer or something, and he don't deal with the underprivileged, but his wife like helping underprivileged people, and he think that that's beneath her doing that, and he runs across Denver, which is played by Jaimin Hansu, and my character in this called Mister, which I humble my character as well as Jaimin's character, which is the main character. I'm just a little supporting character and a little small supporting character, but my character plants the seed of humbleness to Greg Kinnear's character, who plays Ron Hall. So yeah, it's a pretty decent movie. I'm enjoying this journey, and hopefully I get to work with Michael Carney again. He's a great director. Working on that set was fun. And I could say he's my hero because he came on set and he did his thing. He has a wife, he had just had a baby, it was just kind of awesome. See him doing his thing with things that he loved to do, stuff that I want to do, I want to film movies. I want to tell stories. And No Words at All, coming this fall, will be my directorial debut. And April 1st of 2016 will be the launch of the crowdfunding campaign. So be on the lookout for that. Alright. Well, I pretty much don't have nothing else to talk about, pretty much. I want to talk about some other things, but I know the future podcast I'm going to do is not going to be an episode. It's going to be chapters of my book, Hood View Mirror, The Misunderstandings of Dino Wells. I will be doing chapter per chapter via podcast of Hood View Mirror, so the world can, get a snippet via podcast, my life story via podcast. Well, I'm gonna take a brief break before I do my shots outs, and we're gonna listen to the Chasing Dreams song, or we're gonna listen to Lethal Warriors theme. But nah, we'll listen to Chasing Dreams. Chasing Dreams would be better. I'm gonna put more music in a queue because we heard these last episode, but I like them, and I believe you like them too. So here go Chasing Dreams. Now that was Chasing Dreams. I played the whole full version. And you let me know what you thought about that. That was Chasing Dreams. Now I have dubstep music I can play for the dubsteppers out there. I have all genres. I do all genres of music. So that's just what I do to pass my time on. So thank you for listening to that. So I want to give a shout out. I want to give some shout outs to some people that's been very, very supportive and helped me along this way in this journey. Keep me afloat, keep my head right, keep me focused, and guiding me to greatness. So there's no I in team, there's a we, but I said me because me is we. I'm tripping. Anyway, I want to give a shout out to Trish Jackson and the Jackson family. Thank you very much for being there, Trish, my sweetie. I want to give a shout out to Beauty Bubble, Q the News, Q the Brand, Q the Chef, Q to everything. She's just Q. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Moon Shadow. I want to give a shout out to Jay, Darnley Edgehill. I want to give a shout out to Mr. Dig, now in the same sense, now dig. Messing with me now, dig. Fucking with me now. Carl Hill, Julian Mallory. You know, I want to give a shout out to Lim Donegan. I'm going to give a shout out to Alicia Bailey. I want to give a shout out to Nicole Snedeker and the Snedeker family. Nicole and the Snedeker family is much motivation. They get motivation, you know. That's it. They do a lot of traveling. They do a lot of good things, you know. So Sean Snedeker, you know, give a shout out to. I mean, she's part of the Snedeker family, so but I had to give her a shout out, Sean, and their children. You know, their children doing great things. I want to give a shout out to SK. You know, Something Creative, Meta World Peace. I want to give a shout out to Bare Knuckle Media and the Post Game. I want to give a shout out to TMZ. You know, TMZ is doing great things, you know, get me on their show, doing stuff like that. Shout out to my manager, Kaija. I'm going to give a shout out to my former manager, or agent, I should say. Oh, first, my manager, Keone. I want to give a shout out to her. Thank you for the support. I'm going to give a shout out to my former agent, Kendall Carell. Thank you for the opportunity. You know, it was great. I want to give a shout out to all my kids' moms just for having my children. That's enough said. I'm going to give a shout out to everyone that was that helped me along the way, all the couches I stayed on in LA. You know, Bob Gay, who's out in Atlanta doing this thing. Shout out to him. You know, just a lot of people to give a shout out to. Lisa Forshey, you know, give a shout out to her. Toy Brooks, you can give a shout out to her as well. So, Spider Hemfield, Chase Dixon, Henry Wade, Bob Edwards. Yeah. That's a lot of people. I can go. The list goes on and on and on. The universe. Give shout out to the universe for being great, giving all that good energy and putting all the great people in place, moving this forward. So, yeah. And with that being said, this is a growing process. I'm gonna do some more shows and keep it focused and keep it moving. You know. So with that being said, I will start the outro music. Yeah. Shout out to you. Yeah. I wish I knew how to sing. I would never. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to all my friends in California. Joe and Delero, you know, I don't have any sponsors yet, but that's coming soon. I guess Spreaker. And shout out to the Magic's Music Maker Jam for giving me the opportunity to make great music. Yeah. Shout out to all you all. Until next time, I'm out. Kiki Richardson, shout out to her.